All right, so WrestleMania weekend is up, so I have some time to talk about First Descendant again. And I want to talk about Ultimate Blair because he came out last week and I've had some time to play around with him. And I just wanted to show off some of the builds that I've got going for him. Just give another first impressions thing like I did with Serena. So I've got two builds that I use for him and they both run off of the new Transcendent modules that he got. I do have this third one for increasing his damage output with guns, but this was really a thing with old Blair, so this isn't anything new. With new Blair, though, we got two new setups over here. We got an anti-mob and an anti-boss setup. So looking at the anti-mob, we're using next level recipe, which makes your 1 leave a fire trail whenever you walk. And then your 3, instead of just being a straight burst, it changes depending on your range, right? So as you can see right there, you're like, when it's at 1 charge, it's just kind of like a straightforward fire attack like it is when you normally use it. And then if you up your range, it becomes that fan that you see over in the second one. And he does do a bit of a sprint when he's using it, so you can run through crowds. I'm gonna show some gameplay of Sigma Sector here, just so you can get an idea of what this looks like when you're taking on a huge wave of enemies. Typically, you can just hit your 1, walk backwards a bit, let them walk into it, they start to burn. And then if you're in a hallway or a tight corner, anywhere where you're starting to feel overwhelmed, you can hit your 3, and if your range is up enough, you'll get that fan. You can just sprint through them. It's a really fun gameplay loop. Obviously, for this, you're gonna wanna focus on your range and duration, as well as just getting a little bit of firepower out there when you can. So I got my focus on Dimension Fire Master. I could probably throw one more thing on here, but this is not the most specialized build in the world. So you can take this, make it better. And then when we go over here, we got our bossing build. This is gonna be using Killer Recipe. Now don't be fooled, you can use this against mobs. It's just gonna work a little bit differently because I have my 3 on this thing juiced and you can still take out waves. But what Killer Recipe does is it's gonna make it where whenever you attack an enemy that is suffering from the burn status effect, you start gaining stacks of Chef's Touch. You can hold up to 10 in total. Those stacks of Chef's Touch are going to change how much mana you get back from your 2 ability, and it's going to change how many projectiles are sent off with your 4. Because your 4 is no longer like a giant fireball that you hurl at your enemies. It's more precise. You use the ability and then you basically just scan the targets in front of you, and then you'll hit your attack button to fire them all off. Now, what you really want to build with this is crit. You want crit damage as much as you can, because when you use your 4, each one of those things hit hard. Dead Bride, Gluttony, the Ice Crab, whose name I can't think of, this thing will tear through them. I'm going to show some gameplay of that in the background here, how much damage this can output. And kind of like what I said for that first one, right? If you got your own thing going that's really good, like you got some juiced up weapons, or you have a better way to build this with the same idea in mind, you could probably take this to the stratosphere. But I'm pretty happy with how this is working right now. See, we got a maximized duration. We basically just got that going up so we can use our 3 a little bit longer. It also will impact our 1, because instead of leaving behind the flame puddles like he does with every other 1, now he throws out like fireballs. And the higher up your duration is, the more fireballs you throw out. You can stack crit on those as well. So if you have your crit done up right, and depending on what your externals are, because there's so many things that go into it, and I can only tell you what mine is. Right now, a crit on my 4 is hitting for 2.1 mil. And then a crit on my 1 is hitting 500k. And you're throwing out, if your duration is up, 9 or 10 of these things. So you can get a good 5 mil out of your 1. These things will shred Colossus. It'll shred any bosses that you come across when you're doing like Sigma Sector or the Void Purges, anything like that. It's a great build. All in all, I really like Blair. I've been enjoying my time with him. I don't think I've been having as much fun as I have with Serena, but let's be honest, like, you're giving me a character who runs around with fire, and then with Serena, I got a character who can just meow, dive bomb, you know? And I've always been like a Titan main from D2 at heart. You give me a character where I can just launch myself like a missile, I'm having a good day. But yeah, I like Ultimate Blair. He was an easy farm, took about 6 hours. The hardest part of farming is just waiting for him to finish. But yeah, I'll probably have more videos up about him later. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I hope that this gave you some ideas of where to take your build for Blair. All right, I'll see you in the next one.